In this video, we'll talk through how to make a quick sketch of the basic sine graph y equals negative sine of 1/2 x. So we have everything we need. We have the general form of the sine equation, and we have a template or an outline to follow. So in step 1, we'll start with the essentials, first identifying a and b. So you see a is the leading coefficient in front of the sine. Here it's a -1. So a couple important things about this. I like to put a star. Anytime you have a negative out front, this means that your key points pattern in step 2 is going to be flipped. And really, it's just because you have a vertical reflection or a reflection over the x-axis. And we'll talk more about what that does to the key points pattern in step 2. If you take the absolute value of your a, that'll give you your amplitude. So here the amplitude would be just 1. And that just means the distance from your midline of your graph up to a max or down to a min. It's 1 unit. Okay, on to b. B is the coefficient in front of the x. In this case, it's 1/2. And we use that to calculate the period. So you do that with 2 pi over b. So 2 pi divided by 1/2 is the same thing as multiplying by 2. So we'll get that our period here is 4 pi. And remember, period is just the horizontal length of one complete cycle. Once you get your period, go ahead and divide it by 4, and you'll use that as the value for your horizontal scale. So 4 pi divided by 4 is, of course, pi. And we do this so that each of our key points in the next step lines up with a horizontal tick mark. That just makes for a really nice clean graph. So let's go ahead and label our horizontal and vertical axes. Okay, we're just going to label for one complete cycle. So I'll count out 4 tick marks here, and we'll count by pi. So it's easy here, 1 pi, 2 pi, 3 pi, 4 pi. That 4th tick mark to the right will always match your period when you set it up like this. And let's just count up and down by 1 unit here. All right, we're ready for step 2. We're going to plot our key points pattern. And remember, we said our leading coefficient, our value for a, is negative. And so our pattern is going to flip. So our pattern will be just this here. It's your 0, 1 starting at the origin, then a minimum, then the second 0, then a maximum. And you'll notice if you've graphed a lot of sine equations that don't have a negative out front, basically the min and max just switch places. And again, that's due to your vertical reflection that's happening. So let's plot our key points. Start with a point at the origin, that's your 0, 1. Move to your first tick mark, pi. Your minimum will happen here. And you get the y coordinate by looking at your value of a. So our y coordinate for the minimum is -1. At 2 pi, you have the second 0. And at 3 pi, you have a maximum. Just take the opposite value of a. So +1 is your y coordinate there. So you've got your key points, and you're ready for step 3. Super easy, sketch in the sine curve. Okay, so you start your sketching here, a nice sine curve. The pattern will start repeating at 4 pi. And so you can just repeat this pattern for as many cycles as you need. You've got a great sketch for y equals negative sine of 1/2 x. Hopefully this helped you feel confident in sketching a sine graph and also helped you a little bit with understanding some of the concepts that go into it. Be sure to subscribe for more examples and other helpful tips.